Working on my 1937 Gram. It's a sedan. It's all, well, that's a Kaiser head, but the rest is all correct. Generators rebuilt, water pump. Fresh rebuilt, supercharger. It's overheating. I had to pull the radiator. And that turned into, first I pulled the hood off, and I did it that way, kind of strapped it together and just pulled it off by myself. Thought that'd make it that was just the easiest way to do it by myself quickly. And then you have to pull the entire, however you want to do it, grill. Big problem with the grill is this piece back here, hard to see, but I guess I can tip it up. This piece here is apparently tack welded in place. It really cuts off access because this piece here, these screws are screwed in from both sides. So you have to access both sides. One side you'd have to access from in here, which you can't because it's this piece down here is in the way and you can't reach up and get them. And so yeah, these two bolts down here, holes through the bottom of the radiator there, or the bottom of the frame. So I took the whole thing off in one piece. Radiator was still attached. Screws up here, disassembled, took them off. The radiator still wasn't coming loose because of the wiring through the headlights, and then because of this bar piece up here, I couldn't access the headlight bolt that's up here and pull it out, so I wound up having to pull the wiring through because that was holding through here. So after pulling the headlights out, pulled the wiring out, then this just basically fell out, which gives me access to both sides here for these screws, so I can get the radiator out and probably just boil. It wasn't leaking or anything, but I guess this should take care of my overheating problem. I will still continue. I'm going to check, make sure. I'm going to pull the this temperature gauge out, make sure we're not plugged up in the block, and I'm probably going to do the what Jay Leno recommends and use the Evans waterless coolant. Evans waterless coolant, I think, is maybe the way to go. I got a couple questions. I'm gonna have to read up. I don't believe this was a sealed system, and having the system open the air, I don't know if that'll affect the waterless or not. Probably not. And I didn't have this hose, overflow hose on my other car, so I don't know. More questions to be answered yet, but we got it apart, except for that frame, and I can get it up to the radiator shop. And I'll start addressing the other issues, make sure the block isn't plugged, and hopefully I'll be on the road by the end of summer. Maybe by the end of the month.